Hi, good day everyone. Today I'm going to demonstrate to you how to install and configure Webmin. Webmin, sorry. So what exactly is Webmin? Well, Webmin is a program that simplifies the process of managing a Linux server. Normally, you would have to manually configure commands at the command prompt of Linux, um, interfaces to create accounts, set up web server, set up software, and manage servers. So Webmin also assists in performing these manual tasks, and it has made it very easy by using a web interface to perform these tasks and to administer different jobs on the server. So Webmin gives you system information like um, CPU utilization, amount of memory used, virtual memory being used, hard drive space, and a lot of other information. So some of the services that Webmin offer, Webmin allows you to create, edit, and delete accounts on the server. It allows you to set up disk quotas. It also allows you to install, view, and remove software packages. It allows you to also change your IP address and DNS server settings, routing information, etc. It also allows you to configure a firewall. There's also a lot of other services that Webmin can be used for. Right, so now we'll go on to the installation of the Webmin server. And this video came about from the YouTube link that I have here. So if you have problems following on my instruction, printed instructions, you can also view the video at this location. So first thing first, you update the CentOS packages using this command. Once that has been completed, you're going to create a repository, a webmin.repo file at this location. That's why I'm using gedit. And once you open this file, you're going to copy this information and then you save and exit. So the next step is to run this command. When you run this command, this is the output, the last two lines of the output you are expected to see. Once you see these two lines, well, you know you're on the right track. And then after you execute this line, after executing this line, it will go down to the command prompt, right? And now once that is completed, I guess the Webmin repository has been completed and you're ready to install Webmin. So you run this command to install Webmin. This Webmin installation is very simple. So once install and installation is completed, you enable Webmin so that it will start up on a restart, or when you have to restart the VM. You start the Webmin service and you check the status. Make sure it is active and running. In this step, you don't need to do this firewall configuration because you'll be using the Webmin service on the server. But if you need to set up remote access, you have to make sure that this port is open. Port 10,000 TCP is open to access the server remotely. Right, so once that is completed and installed, we need to enter this link here to get to the Webmin interface. Right, so now we will do that. So you go to your send server. Right, so you open Firefox or any web browser you have on your server. Right, now here you copy the link and you paste it here. Right, so here you type in HTTPS. This is what I was going to copy and paste. :// and the server IP, which is 192.168.0.199 colon 10,000 and hit enter. Right, so now the Webmin login page has come up. So you need to log in with root. Whatever password you use when you're logging into the send server. So you put in your root password. The root password is and hit sign in. So it will prompt you, you can save it, you can save your password. So you would not have to log in with it again, or you can log in at, you can click not now and you will have to use it at each logon. So this is what Webmin looks like and it's still loaded. Right, so you see the system information, the dashboard for Webmin. It shows that my CPU is running at 100%, memory is at around 67%, virtual memory is 51%, and local disk storage is at 55%. Right, so let's go into the Webmin page. And so here you would find backup configuration files. These are Webmin specific. You can create Webmin users, additional Webmin users by using the Webmin users command interface. So when we click on servers, you see all the different servers that I have installed on this CentOS9. Apache DNS server, DHCP. So we have different items. So Dovecot, Postfix. We have Samba, file sharing, Squid, and SQL SSH server. Right, so here I'll click on Squid server and you will see all these options come up. So now I'll click on Edit Configuration File. Right, so here we have click on Edit Configuration Files. This is the squid.conf file. This is the one that we have been configuring for Squid. So if you scroll down here, you will see all these are the file itself. So if you have made any changes, you make your changes and hit save here, and it will save, and then you have to restart the service. And if you click here, you will see the different configuration files for Squid. So here we have bad sites also. Right, so here you would see Squid bad sites. We click on it, and it will load the Squid bad sites here. And all you have to do after your configuration is save and restart Squid. So this is what the bad sites configuration file looks like. So hit save. Right, so once you save and close, you will come back to this page and you just hit apply configuration to restart the service.